Hello there, internet, and hello from my kitty cat too. It's weird talking to a camera again, but I thought, well, why not try it again? This time even in English, not in German, as 6.5 years ago, as I last tried to make YouTube videos out of pure boredom from staying home from work, because I wasn't allowed to go to work because of my pregnancy. And then I went on maternity leave and stuff. And I thought, why not? New year, new 2025. Let's try this again, because I gained a lot more crafts in the last 6.5 years. And I love to talk about my crafts and show them off, show them to the world, because I love what I do, and Kitty loves scratches. So yeah, the last time I made videos, I didn't even show much of my crafts. The last time I did, I had a sewing room. So I sewed a lot of baby clothes for myself, and I had picked up crocheting then, I think. I made lots of amigurumis that time. And over the last 6 years, I gathered crocheting at a higher level. I got deep into knitting, lots of sock knitting, but also a few garments, and also a bit more complex. Then I taught myself how to spin fiber to yarn with hand spindles, with drop spindle, with a supported spindle. And then I quickly jumped in and bought my first spinning wheel. So I also taught myself how to spin yarn on a spinning wheel, followed closely by just purchasing freshly shorn sheep fiber and processing it completely by myself, like washing, sorting, carding, even dyeing them up, and then spinning it. And lastly, I think I tried it first 3 years ago. I started stitching, cross-stitching to be exactly. And yeah, there are a lot of projects I want to show you that I want to work on this year. At least put it in my hands once this year and work a little bit on it, since the cross-stitch projects are, as you know, probably very time-consuming. And yes, I would say, jump right in. Kitty, you have to move down to the lap. Down. First of all, I want to show you the Stitch Your Own Adventure from Cunning Cross Stitch. I started this in October 2023 with the big border on the top. It's your own very cute hobbit house. It's like a mix and match pattern. You have the tree, you can do a spring tree, this is a summer tree, there's an autumn tree too. And then you have the hobbit house itself, where you can pick between this section, and this section. And each of these 3 sections has 4 different styles. You can pick and mix and match your home. Even the veranda and the door, they think of both. There were 6 different options you could pick. And also the chimney, there were 5 or 6 different parts, different chimneys to pick. And as you can see, I still haven't finished the top border here, because I think I ran out of this green while I was stitching it and refused to order just for one color. I also need to decide what I want to do with these two windows. I thought of a stained glass window. Then I also need to work at the bottom border. There's the middle section and a little bit of the mountains left to do, but not that much. And then there's the mountain of Erebor. This was the first installment in January 2024. And if you don't know what a Stitch Your Own Adventure is, it's basically like these books where you can read and then you have to decide which way to go. Go left, go right. And basically it's the same with the stitch along. There's a ladder and then you have 2, 3 or 4 options to decide what you want to do. And then it will jump to another part of the story and give you your individual picture to stitch. Since the Erebor is the base part, then you can decide on different drop-in elements. I decided to stitch this flask and that sword. And then I have this cute little water dragon. This was the installment that came in March. Lots of blues, lots of details the camera can't even catch, I think. And then I started in May with the middle thing here. This is supposed to be the flag, the banner of the Rohirrim, because I think this was the part of humans in Middle-earth, and I got Rohirrim, but I stopped because I really struggled with the pattern here. Lots of half stitches, lot of gaps, and I lost the joy just to work on it and put it away, and kind of forgot about it during the year. But I downloaded the rest of the Stitch Your Own Adventure patterns, at least the 4th, I think. I think I still need to get the 5th and 6th of it, and then I really hope I can get at least 2 more installments in this year. I really would want to finish the 2 middle pieces. I really think I should go take WhipGo serious this year. Then maybe I have a chance to work on all my big projects and get progress in every piece. So this was the Stitch Your Own Adventure. And now my cat is sleeping on the rest. So then we have the project I started on my birthday last year in May, and it's this tiny bit of project. Is the middle part of the Cathedral Woods Goddess from Mirabilia Designs. And as I said, I started this on my birthday. And then for a little bit of a challenge on the Discord server I'm part of, I started to stitch with the metallic thread. And oh, is that a pain in the ass. I never worked with metallic threads before. And that is time consuming to stitch. I learned it the hard way, because these stitches don't look as good as I want them to look. So for the next time I pick up these metallics, I learned short thread, careful stitching, slow stitching, careful stitching. You really want to look this piece, to want that this piece looks good. It's hard when your English is not your second language and not your first language. Yes. I think this is a 32 count linen from Zweigart. I really think it is. It's like olive greeny, and the goddess should really pop nicely with all her bright colors. This project I picked as one of my main projects to work on for this year, because I really want to make good progress on her. Then we have the first piece, cross stitch piece I bought. The first big full coverage piece, because I saw it on eBay and thought, oh, that's so cute. How hard can it be to cross stitch full coverage? How hard can it be? It's not that hard, but it's time consuming, and that's the point I underestimated. I bought this in 2021, in the summer after I had my second daughter, I think. And I really like it. It's the Lion King, or it's going to be the Lion King, by Thomas Kincaid of the Disney Dreams collection. And yeah, that's how far I currently am. You have here parts of Simba, and Timon and Pumbaa is also there. And a lot of stuff going on the bottom. As you can see, there is the giraffe, a few antelopes, and there under the rock, there's Scar. A very grim looking Scar. And yeah, I really like the finished piece, but that's like the Mirabilia on a paper pattern, not in Pattern Keeper. And I tried it, I tested it, and I took photocopies and tried to transfer it over the experimental mode into Pattern Keeper, so that I can mark all the stitched areas better than on paper, because something in my mind refuses to mark on that pattern. I don't know what it is, but I refuse to draw on that paper pattern in case I want to use it again. And that's total dump, because I know it won't stitch it again. But yeah, this is where I am at my Lion King piece. I haven't touched it the last year. It's spent 2024 in the basket at my crafting area. And I really hope I can get my hands a little bit more on this one. As I said, I think I will set up a WhipGo board for this year. And then we have the last piece. Put away the needle minder. By the way, it's a really cute needle minder. The sword and the dragon. Let's try it like this. This is my currently most touched, biggest project, because this is going to be a birthday present, and I really need to get this done until March. So I'm really a little bit over 50% on this beautiful rainbow dragon by Artesi. I hope I pronounced it right. Artisy Designs. It was a freebie, and I really like how colorful it is. It's lots of confetti, yes, but it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. At first I started with stitching all the black down here, and then I just started randomly filling in the colors on the bottom, because as I started this, I hadn't bought all colors. I maybe bought 1/3 of the colors. So I just worked with what I had on hand and what I bought until I hit about 50%. I did 100 days of stitching, and I managed to stitch half the picture in 100 days. Then I put it aside for a little bit of a break, a little bit of other projects to work on. And in the downtime I bought all the other colors. So the last 3 or 4 weeks I spent with filling in all little tiny white spots down here. And now I'm completely done with about this part, round about this part and down, is completely spotless and completely covered. And I really love it. I had calculated that I need to work 130 stitches each day so I can get it done in time. And 130 stitches is totally doable, especially with 2 kids. No, it's totally doable, and I'm very optimistic that this can be done until March, and I will get this done until March. That's all my stitching I picked up, but as I told you, I also picked up spinning as a new hobby. And these, let's put this aside, the makeshift distaff. These are all my supported spindles I collected over the past years. I started spinning 5 years ago, when my older daughter was just about a year old. And since then I collected all these beautiful spindles in different styles. But my most loved style is definitely this one. It's a Fang styled, I believe it's pronounced Fang styled spindle, here with this beautiful Celtic knot. Most of my spindles are from the Regenbogenwolle, like these. These are all Regenbogenwolle spindles, all in mostly the same shape. Except that this gets thicker in the middle part, but I really like it when they have the thicker part on the bottom. And on these spindles I currently spin for over 2 years now. I spin a beautiful viscose fiber, also colored from the Regenbogenwolle. It's peppermint fiber, peppermint viscose fiber. And when this is done, this will be knitted up and be a beautiful, light and cooling summer top. This is the last part for the last spindle to go on. These are about 25 grams because I had 200-gram braids, and I splitted them each into 4 pieces. So this is the last piece, and then on my makeshift distaff I have this little bit left that needs to go on this spindle. And then I need to ply it on my spinning wheel, because no way I'm gonna apply this on hand spindles too. I love spinning on the supported ones, but plying is another dimension, because it's just quicker to apply it on the spinning wheel. Speaking from my spinning wheel, I have a project on the wheel where I spin these super gorgeous Rolex I made myself. I bought a blend from Das Wollschaf in lots of different colors. There are black and yellows, cream color, and of course red. And I didn't want to spin it out of the blend because I was afraid that I have big chunks of color in it. So I decided to use my blending board and make lots of beautiful little Rolex and spin out of the Rolex, because I think the colors blend together like this much more nicely than spinning out of the complete blend. And before I spin it, I pre-drafted, so it looks like this. So it's also a little bit easier to spin for me when I pre-draft my Rolex. It's much more even yarn, I think, I can get out of this. So yes, these are my beautiful Rolex for the spinning wheel. Woo. And I have still a big chunk, maybe 100, 150, 125 grams of this blend in the basement that I still need to get to make them into Rolex. Or I also have thought of spinning it from the fold over my fingers. But yeah, that's a thing I really need to try at some time. And because I picked up spinning as a hobby, I knit much more, especially out of handspun yarn, which is such a nice difference to store-bought yarn, because it has really much more texture and personality, I think, and I really love it. Currently I'm knitting the Dreambird feather. It was a knit-along pattern. So how I show you, because I'm in the middle of a short row. I try to show it. I think I try to put in a picture here over there where I have it flat lay. But yeah, it's completely worked in short rows, so it gets nice and round. And then you have these nice feathers on the side. Yeah. Exactly. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 of 5 of these cute feathers already in, and you may see it. I knit the feathers out of a nice long rainbow braid I made myself. All this the yarn I knit in here I have processed myself, I have dyed myself, I carded it up, I blended it in a nice long rainbow, in a soft long rainbow, and I really love the texture. It's not that super soft, but it's also not really scratchy, I think. And that's a lot to say about this dark wool, especially because that's Bergschaf. That is supposed to be a really sturdy wool. Also good for wet felting, for needle felting. But I had the luck, and I think I got fiber from a really soft Bergschaf, from a really soft and cuddly sheep. or maybe a really young sheep. That can also be. It was no lamb's wool, but I think it was could be that that's a really young sheep. And that blend for the feathers, I have 3 balls of this. So this will go to, from this turquoise color I currently have, this will go to light blue and then turn into darker blue. And after darker blue, it mixes with purple and goes into purple, over pink, red, orange, over to a darker yellow and then a lighter yellow. And the good thing about this feather pattern is that there is no really end to this shawl, so I can knit it as long as I want. And I really plan to make this as big, make this really big, because I want to knit in all the rainbow yarn. I want to have the complete rainbow in this big shawl. I also have seen people wear this as a skirt on Ravelry. I really think that will look cute also. If you really have a big and long one, so you can overlap it in the front. But yeah, let's see how big I can knit this. And that's currently my only big knitting project on the needles, because I finished my last big sweater in November, and that was a big one. It was for my husband. And men are naturally a bit wider build, especially in the shoulders and stuff, so this took a while to knit up. But yes, this is my only big knitting project for now. And for the last one I can show you, because my current patchwork project I can show you in February, because this is going to be a gift. But I can show you parts of this one. I hope so. This one is going to be a split side circle skirt. I know it looks like a big piece of fabric to you. And just real quick, the finished thing I will post on Instagram, and hopefully I can show you that piece in February. It's very light and flowy, I think viscose fabric with that really nice pattern that somehow reminds me of the shirts, the button-ups my dad used to wear in the 90s. They had all these crazy patterns, but I really, really like it. It's a nice and flowy, and it has pockets. I have sewn in pockets, secret pockets. So yes, that's all I'm currently working on. And if you made it this far, I can show you now what my plans are for this year, because I made big plans, two big plans. I totally overestimated my time, and I don't think I will get to half the projects I got in my bullet journal. But hey, think big. Maybe I somehow can manage to squeeze in a lot of these projects. Yeah, I plan to, as I said before, to work lots on the Cathedral Woods Goddess after I finished this one. And as another piece, I decided to start another stitch along that starts on the 25th of January. It's the Mythical Creatures stitch along by Climbing Goats Designs, and I dyed up fabric for this. So I bought this sparkly light blue fabric for the Lola Crow Deadly Aquarium stitch along last year. And I had this piece left and I thought, why not try it? So I bought fabric dye and spotted it with lots of black. And I think this will look really, really cute. As I talk, I really hope I can manage to put pictures to the side of what all the projects, of what that look like. So that you have a picture to what the crazy Bavarian woman is talking about. Yes, I want to make the Odin's Creatures sweater by Cynthia Adley Peterson. I started to make, and this is really time consuming, I started to make the wool blend, the fiber blend for that myself, because I want to spin this fiber for the sweater myself. And I made a blend out of fin sheep and alpaca and a little bit of silk. And I'm currently at the state where I'm carding all the 3 pieces together. And so far I really, really like the end result of that. So yes, I need to spin white fiber, I need to spin the base color, and I need to dye part of the white fiber because there's some accents in yellow, orange and red in the pattern. So that's one. Maybe I can cast it on in December-ish or so. I hope sooner, but I'm realistic. I need to spin about 600 grams of fiber. So I make about 600 grams of yarn for this big one. But it looks so good and I want it so bad. Then I want to make the Robinson Wrap Cardigan by Florence Miller. It's a nice little overlapping cardi, like a little bit of cropped, I think. Maybe I can make it a little longer because I'm not really a fan of cropped stuff, because I personally think for myself I don't have the right figure for cropped stuff. But yes, that will be really cute, especially in a unicolor, especially to wear with one of my circle skirts. Then I already spun up some yarn for the Boreal coat by Sylvia Domey. I can't read my own handwriting. That's yarn I spun 1.5 years ago, I think, yeah. I spun this as a combo spin. So I dove into my fiber stash, I picked 6 different skeins and beds and tore them apart and threw them together in a big bag and pulled out random piece after random piece. So it's a nice and even blend of 6 different braids. And I really like the outcome of the yarn. It's lots of greens, browns, bit of and orange, bit of red. This will really look good. And I really want to make this really witchy, forest witchy looking coat out of it. Next on my project list is the Circle Cardigan, another cardigan by Tracy Wade. For this is a, like you see, this little mandala pattern on the back with a little collar on top. I really thought if I should just leave the arms off, just made it like a little, armless cardigan. I don't know what the word, a vest, that's the word.